I just wanted to touch on the fact that is this, at least for the public, at least in the public's view, is this the most rewarding time for someone like you who does all this work behind the scenes? And I'm sure you have private moments where things go the way you want them to go and you get the coaches you want to get. But in terms of a public outpouring, this has to be the most rewarding time for you.
It is rewarding, primarily watching the success of the student athletes and coaches. You know how hard they work at it. It's probably similar to being a parent. You take great joy when they have success. But yes, I'm happy for us, happy for the department, and certainly for Hokie Nation. When you can bring some success, rally people behind it, they're great fans, and it's nice to give them something to support at a high level.
What about the part of your job we don't see, which is when you do all this, you're researching people, you're talking to people, and then you finally get the person you want. And maybe you're not allowed to even say what you think is going to happen, but in your heart, hey, I got the guy or the gal or the woman I wanted. What's that like for you?
Yeah, every search is a little different. It's a bit like speed dating. There's a lot of pressure, etc. With Kenny or Coach Brooks, he was our only candidate. We did not have a plan B. We would have started that, but I knew enough about him from our background and certainly contacts at JMU. We thought he would be fabulous to recruit the same area with some more resources, and he's a proven winner. So certainly happy about where we are and thankful. Not surprised. We believed it could happen. It never goes as quickly as you want. But watching Coach Brooks and build it up and the team over 7 years is great. So I'm thankful that one worked out. But yeah, a lot of pressure, and we didn't have a plan B on that one. So he was the guy we wanted, and I'm thankful he said yes, obviously.
Can you take us back a little bit? Because I just read you guys played basketball against each other in high school. What are you kidding me? Did that kind of background resource help you with him, or was it sort of an automatic knowing he was like 60-3 in his league over 3 years?
Yeah, all of the above. Certainly his on-court success spoke volumes. We did play high school basketball against each other. I remember him. He probably doesn't remember me on the court. He was really good. And Corey Alexander, his cousin, was on that Waynesboro team, and I played at Harrisonburg. And then we both went to JMU. I played baseball. He was basketball, obviously. And so we knew each other. And then he had worked some when my dad was in administration at JMU during the Lefty Drizel era. So there was a lot of background and connections. We had stayed in touch, and I believe we had a mutual respect for each other. But certainly that made it easy. But yeah, when you've got somebody in your home state that's 60-3 in conference play and winning championships, and a guy from the state of Virginia that's going to do it right, that was a no-brainer for us.
I know we don't talk about competitors per se, but he referenced how you gave him the opportunity and others obviously had the chance to do that, but did not, including some that were pretty close by geographically. Can you speak to what it's a chance not every time you hire someone, but what allowed you to pull that trigger when no one else would?
Yeah, I can't speak for everyone else. We were very concerned that somebody would get to him before we did. I don't know that. Reason, again, for us, it was a no-brainer. Yeah, I had no doubts about it. I was just certainly glad he was available. And then when we were talking to him, I think I know he had gotten some job feelers from other parts of the country, and he was loyal to JMU and liked Virginia. But yeah, you want to get the best ones, and we do keep score. So I found it's more fun when we win than lose. Yeah, absolutely.
Can you discuss, if you have a marketing plan for a university, I would imagine, based on what I've seen over the past couple of days, reaching a Final Four would be one of the things you would put on top of that marketing plan, because it's been unbelievable what it's like to turn on a television and see Virginia Tech right now. So is there any other way to duplicate what just happened other than to have it just happen? I mean, I would imagine the budget expenditures for what just happened would be huge.
Yeah, it is a wonderful marketing opportunity. And certainly we know Virginia Tech is a lot bigger than sports. There's a lot great going on there. But we do take pride when we can bring 500,000 visitors to campus a year for games and bring visibility to the school. But yeah, it's a nice little 3-week infomercial, so to speak, on the Hokies, and bring some pride and hopefully a lot more admissions and economic development, all of that. But yes, it is wonderful marketing, and we're going to enjoy it while it lasts. Keep trying to ride it. But yeah, it's priceless.
And it really does get the message out about the university, not just the athletic programs, right? I've seen a ton of things about what Virginia Tech does on an academic level over the past couple of days even, but even last week when I was watching games, how things pop up. That has to be like, again, we're back to that rewarding word. That has to be really rewarding to see the university put in that light.
Yeah, very much so. And alumni pride, again, Hokies are proud of their school, but they can hold their head a little higher. And these young ladies are great students, great citizens, easy to root for. You know, unlike football where they're farther away and in a uniform and helmet, you kind of get to know basketball players, their personalities, etc. And this fan base can really relate to it.
The other one I would have is Kenny touched on it in one of his pressers, might have been a week or two ago, about trying to maintain this as a program. And he felt like, yes, we can maintain it. And there are upgrades happening that maybe we don't all know about or being shown to us right now. But can you talk about that and just how your job never stops? How, like, even though they're here, you're still doing more to improve everything you have.
Yes, and every year is a new year, new team, new culture. That is a big challenge, right? Sometimes when you're the underdog or climbing the hill, it's never easy, but it's easier than staying on top of the hill. So I like that he's looking forward. That's how coaches are wired. I do believe we can do it, certainly with the staff, the support group, the opportunities at Virginia Tech. And yes, you always want to do things that you can to help improve the program. And we do it for all of our sports. Absolutely. It's a little easier to do when they're hot. And we want to reward that success and try to keep it rolling. So yeah, we're going to enjoy this one. And then when the season's over, it'll turn immediately to that. But yeah, I don't want to put any undue pressure on them, but certainly now that we've done it, I hope we can do it on a regular basis. Yeah.
He referenced remaining competitive with assistant coaches. Now, and I would imagine that keeps the stability of the program. I would imagine that would be in recruiting and also, I guess, salaries to keep them here, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
I guess these are all things that are already on your radar, right? We just don't hear about them on a regular basis.
Yes, it is. And certainly we can certainly anticipate a contract extension with Kenny. We'll talk about that after the year. He's more than earned that. And certainly salary plays a role. Again, it's not the only thing, but you want to be competitive. These are coaches with relatively short career spans. And then, you go around the room, so to speak, with your coach. What can we do to help the staff, the support staff, recruiting, budget, et cetera? Some things we can do as a department, others will engage donors to do. But really at the end of every year, good, bad, or in the middle, it's a thorough 360 review. And you just try to give them the best resources you can to be successful. And Kenny's been reasonable, and but he wants to do well and win. And I'm sure his list is getting a little longer as we go longer in the tournament.
Understood. The last one I have for you is I I don't know the math on this, but I'm guessing that this run helps the conference and then eventually helps you financially. Is that the case? And again, I don't know the math, but I know based on what I've done in my history with the men, at least, that it spits out to the conference and then helps everybody. Is that fair?
It is fair, yes. And I'm a little more familiar with the men's side, but I'm confident they work similarly. Yes, when ACC teams get in the tournament or advance, it's a calculation that's called a number of units. Your conference then gets some revenue from the NCAA for how many units you earned, and then it gets redistributed to the schools. So it is a bit of calculus, but it's a way too that you root for your other conference colleagues to do well when the whole league does well. We all do. So yes, there will be some revenue behind it directly from that. And I would expect we would have better season ticket sales, advertising interest, things such as that. So yes, there will be some revenue coming behind it, and we've got plenty of room on the bandwagon. So it was great to sell out Castle a couple times and maybe see what we can do on a regular basis next year and bring women's basketball back and make it even more of a marquee sport. All
right. Are you having fun? Are you having fun?
I am. It's been nice. I've been on a traveling road show for over a week. It's a great excuse to ignore some meetings and phone calls, but yeah, I'm gonna have to get back and do my day job soon.